personally. I don't need your pity, little nigga. God's falling around here. Feel like Chicken Little in this dude. Can't lie. Damn. What can I say, man? Yeah.
I've been talking with passion, scribble some lines to let them all see the attraction. I'm a daydreamer, I be proud of myself and what them niggas call a distraction. When my plate green, I'ma get me an AC to go make this shit happen. Ain't no gatekeeper, I'ma go on perform and show them I ain't never capping. Top of the competition, I don't care if it's gold, silver or bronze though. I've been bowling with boots like I'm Lonzo, so the conditioning hitting me pronto. I've been killing the game, the niggas behind me gone. We calling them John Doe. Where your mans though? When they need, they going commando, make it make sense. I've been living life so far as someone else. Maybe it's cause I don't really even know myself. Yeah, looking at the past, knowing how it felt. Now I really know where I got my...
This is Unsigned Hype. The song you just heard is called John Doe by Zafty, who's joining me from Australia today. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome you to the show. Zafty, why is John Doe the song that you would play for someone that has never heard your music before?
I'd really say that John Doe kind of like encapsulates my viewpoint towards the way I make music. And also, I really love the fact I use samples in it. Like, I really love beats that use samples. And also, the beat also kind of has an almost like retro vibe. And that's something I love doing. Like, I love revivalism in music.
So, but did you produce that yourself?
No. It was produced by a friend of mine, actually.
What was the recording process like for that song? Like, can you talk to me a little bit about how that went?
He sent me the beat, and then when he sent it to me, I was already like trying to work on the track, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't have a track in mind, but it was like I was in the mood where I was like, I want to make some music. And I was writing, and I was low-key in a slump. Like, I wrote like one line, and that is the first line of John Doe. I wrote one line, and I was stuck. And then he sent me that beat, and then I said John Doe. I rapped it to that beat, and I started writing, and it just came so naturally when I started writing for it. And then we just like met up at his home studio. That was the first time that I released a song that wasn't made off BandLab. I can't lie. Like, that was the first song that was actually like used a kind of like semi studio environment. Like, it's not like tens of $1,000s of studio equipment worthy like equipment, but like it was an upgrade in my production quality from my other songs.
Yeah, and I remember now. It was Glee Depot, right? That's the name of the producer, right?
Glee Depot,
and you recorded that song or a demo for that song on like a PS4 headset microphone, right?
The demo. Yeah, the demo was on my headset, and then from that we went to his home studio, and then we tried to like make it sound good. Like better, like improve it.
Yeah. But was that your first time being in a professional recording studio then?
Yeah. It was a bit scary because usually like the whole process of making music, I did it in my room before that, if that makes sense. Like, I'd make a song and then 2 days later it would be on DistroKid and then it would be out. It was like a regular part of my day at that point.
Can you run me through the advantages? I mean, obviously, there's going to be many advantages of recording in a professional studio, but for you being there for the first time versus, recording all your stuff in your bedroom, what were you most in awe of about this whole process?
I think it was because I use BandLab and like I'm upstairs in my room, right? So like the Wi-Fi isn't like really good up here. So before I would do almost all my songs in like a couple takes. It'd be like 2-3 takes. Like, I do like a third of the song, stop, and I do like the other third. When I was recording before, after I finished recording, the vocals would be like almost like half a second behind because of the Wi-Fi lag, and I could never like get it to match up. So I would always try my best to do it in like as little takes as possible. And so when I was recording it in the studio and I would just rap, it was like you'd see him like pick out the best of the takes, if that makes sense. Which I was like, rah, because I didn't even know that they did that. Because like in my head, if there was like a tiny mistake in like a take, I would just scrap it. But here it was like I could make a mistake at the start of the song, but I can just keep going. And if the end of it is better, then we can just use that. And I feel like that process kind of like made it take less time to record the whole song, if that makes sense, compared to when I was doing stuff in my room.
And scrapping it would mean if you hear a mistake that you would record that whole part of the verse again.
I'd
Yeah,
record the whole part again. I'd record the whole part
yeah.
again. Yeah. And so I feel like that has helped me though with like my ability to perform my songs, if that makes sense. Because when I am making the songs, I'm already keeping in mind doing it in like in one process, if that makes sense. So like most of my songs I feel like are very performable for me.
When you go into the booth and you stand in front of that microphone for the first time, like, do you have this ambition of doing your verse in one take, or is that something that you don't really
No,
care about?
I do most of my like most of the verses for that. There are like standout takes, if that makes sense. Like there are standout takes where it's like this is better than all the other ones. And when I do go to record, I try and make most of what I'm singing. Like I still go in with the mindset of before, except that like now it's not as detrimental for me to make a mistake, if that makes sense. Like my mindset hasn't really changed from when I was making stuff on BandLab. I wouldn't say.
But now you have, which is cool. You have a producer like right in front of you who can kind of guide you through it. Like, what are the things that you're learning in that process?
I definitely say that like it's like the little things, like maybe like the inflections of my voice or the way I say a word or something like that. Like he's able to pick up on that and tell me and like guide me to like make the whole track better as a whole, if that makes sense. Because for me, when you're the one singing and rapping the song and over again, you kind of like it just sounds the same. Like some parts of the stuff sound the same, and you wouldn't really notice some stuff that somebody else who wasn't in the writing process, in like the vocalizing process, in the process of creating the melody, someone who's just outside of that can hear this like a certain sound you might make and be like, oh, I really like that. Where me, I would have been like, oh, I didn't even notice. So that really helps, like with the direction of the song, having somebody else there. And also since he's like I feel like he's very knowledgeable with like the music production in general, so it helps me like adding certain like effects and stuff to the vocals. It just helps so much. Like it's just an upgrade.
Yeah, and the upgrade, I mean, can be seen in the numbers as well. I mean, we'll get into the current state of Zafty, where you're at today, in a little bit. I mean, what I wanted to mention is that, because you're saying that John Doe is kind of an uplift to the things that you've done before. And you recorded your first album a couple of months before John Doe came out, 111, your first full body work.
Yeah,
was a mixtape.
More like a mixtape of like all the songs. Yeah.
And John Doe was such a switch to like a new hype, because also in terms of streaming numbers, I think that song sits at like 60K or something streams. And how do you explain that for yourself? Like, why did that take off so much?
I definitely think that the thing with a lot of artists is like your music can be good and your music can have that potential to do big, but production, because there's such an oversaturation of the market, if that makes sense, you need to have a certain threshold of production for the average listener to even be like, okay, I'll listen to it. Like if it sounds bad to a regular person, they won't even give you the time of day, even though like the music and the melodies could be hard. I do think like John Doe is my best song, but I don't think my older songs were that much worse in it. But because
but the mixing and mastering was different as well, right? I mean, you could hear the quality. Yeah,
you can hear. Yeah, because on those ones I mixed and mastered them myself on BandLab too, with like presets I found on YouTube and that. But yeah, it's like I feel like production does help a lot with that, and yeah. I actually don't think I really did anything different, if that makes sense. Like in my mind, the only thing that really changed was me working with Glee, Depot, and yeah, raw, and it just took off from there, honestly.
Can you take me back a little bit to what made you want to record, and also what made you want to pursue this career? Because I mean, now, by the looks of your videos, by the quality that you just mentioned of your songs, you're an artist now. How did that start?
I used to make music before releasing it. I did like some stuff on BandLab, but not really. Most of my stuff was on my voice memos, like on my phone. Like I would just have a YouTube beat and I would just do that for fun. And then what happened was another kid came into my school. He was making music and he was making rap. And this was before anybody really even knew I did it. And then everybody was glazing him a little bit. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, I can rap better than this guy. And so I said it. I said I can rap better than you. And then it was kind of like a little like little bit of a beef, but I didn't have any music out and he did. And so he kept on saying that. And I was like, okay, bet I'm going to release my music then. And then it's really just from there, it's just been what it's been, if that makes sense. Like it was kind of just me wanting to prove to myself and to people that I could make music and make good music, like good quality music. And that's how I released my first song, J-Jack, or Jack Jack.
You're 17 now, so how old were you when that whole journey started?
Ooh, like the first time I remember like writing music type stuff would be in year 4. I used to have like poetry or songwriting competitions with my sister, and I used to get my mom to judge those, like for fun, like because we were bored. We used to live in like the outback, so we didn't really have anything to do. And then from there, like the first time I recorded my voice memos was in year 7. And it was, I made like a...
How old are you? What age is year 4 and year 7 usually?
Okay, year 4 would be like 9. Year 4 would be 9. Year 4 would be 9, 10-ish. And then year 7 would be like fucking 12, 13. 12, 13.
Okay.
12, 13. So like when I was like 12, 13, I had a crush on a girl at school. And so I made it, and that was the first time I searched up a YouTube beat, actually. I just searched up, I didn't even remember what I searched up, but I stumbled on a YouTube account called like GC, and he made like pop trap beats, kind of like, it was like the generic like rose like logo with like a boom box in the background type thing. So I made that, and then from there I just kept on making music. But like in my head, back then I used to listen to mainly like pop music, like Justin Bieber and that. So I wanted to be like I wanted to make pop songs, and then I listened to Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, and I was like, wow, like I genuinely like I fell in love with rap from there. And then I started making rap music, and then it led on to like me having like a little bit of like a rap beef at school, and then me releasing my music at like 15, 16. It was last year. So I was like 16. Yeah, 16 when I released it. 16.
And then eventually you record your first mixtape, 111.
Yeah. Like I would like release those tracks, and then I decided, I just like compiled them into the mixtape.
How do people around you react to that, to your songs?
At first people didn't really. I feel like with music, and especially in like Australia, there's kind of like I think it's like called tall poppy syndrome or whatever. But like I'm like, when people do stuff that's like kind of like out of the ordinary, if that makes sense. Like I feel like that's just a regular thing though. But people hate. You know what I mean? People hate, and so I remember I started making music. People did not fuck with my music at first, but I remember on the Triple J website, I got a review from a presenter, and I remember that like I was like, when I got that review, I was like, I don't care what these people say. There are people who are really involved with music that like my music, so I'm just gonna keep on going. And I don't think I would have stopped doing music regardless, if that makes sense, because I am that delusional. So I was even if they told me that I was the worst music that they've ever heard, I would have kept going. But like, yeah, people didn't really like it at first, and then over time, I kind of like just kept on doing my thing, and then they just came over and they started liking it. But it probably did help that it started doing numbers. I'm not gonna lie, but like, people now they do like my music, but like it definitely didn't start like that.
How did they give you that feeling, like that people weren't fucking with your music? What?
Oh, they would tell me. They would tell me because when I started making my music, I would go around telling people, "Hey, what type of music do you listen to?" And then I'd like slowly like steer the conversation and like plug myself as much as I could. I'm not gonna lie. And then people were not liking it, but like that's the type of stuff you have to take on the chin. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna hear way more your asses than, oh my goodness, shit, like you're so good, if that makes sense. At least when you're starting.
You know, I'm in Europe. I don't really know too much about the Australian music scene. I mean, I think like, isn't AC/DC an Australian band, and like Tame Impala is from Australia?
Yeah, Tame Impala is actually from the same So yeah, it's Perth. He's from Perth too. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
bro,
really. Yeah,
bro.
but
Yeah.
that's pretty much like in terms of hip hop. Like, I mean, I think like Iggy Azalea is like the only name that I know, but
Oh
like
my
that's
goodness,
not really.
hip hop is not really the biggest thing here. If it's the only type of hip hop that kind of does numbers right here is like drill, like drill music, and I don't make drill rap.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
No,
don't
no,
make drill
no. I
rap.
saw a
So
documentary, like a pretty cool documentary actually about drill music in Australia. I remember now, like that's pretty
yeah.
crazy, but very intense guys, right? I mean,
Yeah, I'm not like that. Like, like respectfully, I'm not like that. And so yeah, it is definitely what I'm doing is definitely like different. And that's the thing about like making alternative type music in Australia. Like, you're gonna be the only person doing it, if that makes sense. So you kind of have to win over people.
which is also good because you kind of have that lane for yourself. I guess. So,
It is good. It is like there are ups and downs, if that makes sense. Because like now I'm at the point where it's like, yeah, my music is kind of different from like the mainstream rap, but I have enough credibility to where I don't really have to like win over people as hard, with even though that does sound kind of different.
This ain't God save the king, but fuck you, nigga, if I would've came in a boat. What is it different between me and that nigga besides we're different load? Ain't even better than me. He is so human, he getting that back of a load. And I've been talking to London, she wanna leave, she really been saying she tryna elope. I've been feeling like I'm Mr. Brightside, won't you come down to my side? I've been seeing you listen to dumb niggas, I'ma give you a lifeline. I'm talking Apex, nigga, big talk, think that it's high time. Look what a kid could do with a dream, watch out for the high tide. Ain't nobody getting raps from me, hold up, who is you? Pull up, asking questions about these niggas like an interview. I just wanna see my dogs fed, that's a win of you. No nigga never not care about something new. She say she got baggage, huh? Wanna make it leather, girl? Why you rolling around with bum niggas? I do it better, girl. Type of nigga falling from the sky. Check the weather, girl. If you really try to trick a nigga, nah. Run it back. This ain't God save the king, but fuck you, nigga, if I would've came in a boat. What is it different between me and that nigga besides we're different load? Ain't even better than me. He is so human, he getting that back of a load. And I've been talking to London, she wanna leave, she really been saying she tryna elope. I feel like I can be like, what's the difference between me and that nigga? Nothing. It's a money grind, nigga. The money mine, nigga. Bear in mind, everything's up on the line, nigga. But like that ass, so you tell me he gets to run a whole country because of like the nut he came from, bro. I love all my black boy dreamers, my black boy singers. This ain't God save the king, but fuck you, nigga, if I would've came in a boat. What is it different between me and that nigga besides we're different load? Ain't even better than me. He is so human, he getting that back of a load. I got a shawty, she tryna what? I got a shawty, she tryna low. Hey, tryna feel up on my body, I know niggas mad that I be winning, I'm not sorry, You gon' listen till I be the nigga that you copy, Millie rock our niggas, showing we ain't buddy. Got my mama worried now, more than just a story now. I know that they watching and stalking, I'm what they talking about, nigga. Yeah, it's that black boy swag, black boy motion, black boy fucking lotion, nigga. Tell him, Jack, you know about that. Yeah, I know about it. Heard the man, cocoa butter infused too.
This was Zafty's song "God Save the King," and now back to the interview. You're based in Perth, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How's the music community for you in general there? Like, do you have the chance to really connect with a lot of producers and other rappers? Is that
it's like it's obviously it's not as big as like the biggest cities, if that makes sense. Like it is kind of more of like a tight knit group, but there are really good rappers from here. Like my favorites, I'd say, would be like Mali Jose. He was like one of the first ones that I reached out to, and he also makes kind of like a different style of rap, more of like a slower rap style. And everybody here, everybody's really kind. Like everybody who makes rap here really knows what it's like to make rap in like an area where rap isn't really the main genre of music people listen to. And then from that, the type of rap you're probably gonna making is not gonna be the type of stuff that people listen to. So the people who do make similar-ish types of rap to me that are more successful than me, I really do look up to them, and they have helped me and given me advice and all that. And so it is a smaller scene, but I would say that it is pretty tight knit.
What kind of advice do you look for? What's something that you feel like you need to work on right now to take this to the next level?
I really, what I do ask is about trying to keep up the momentum that I've started, if that makes sense. Like I've taken the first couple steps. Now I just need to go from jogging to sprinting. And so like with the way I do my rollouts, with the way I promote my music, with the process of me thinking, oh my goodness, do I drop a project now with the fan base or try and have a song that goes really big? Just like stuff like that. I kind of ask them because those are the people who've experienced the same type of questions as me. Like, and so like they have helped me with that and given me advice on like just how to approach releasing music and all that.
So how do you approach it?
They really said to focus on authenticity, if that makes sense. Like I feel like when I was talking to them about it, I was kind of worried about how the people were gonna perceive it, like how people were gonna think if I dropped the project now, if people were even gonna listen. They really just told me that, like, at the end of the day, as long as you're being true to yourself, you're gonna be fulfilled by your music, and then you will draw a fan base because, like, I've already proved that my music is up to a certain standard and up to a certain quality. So if I know that my music is up to this standard and it's also authentic to me, like I would just draw in the people who do resonate with my music already. It's like that's what they were telling me and stuff like that. And I was really grateful for that advice.
And how content are you with the way things are going? I mean, you're fairly young. I think that plays a big role. You still have years ahead of you to build a career.
I'm so grateful.
And you're already here at 30K monthly listeners.
I'm so grateful because I feel like last year when I made this first step, like I would have never thought that I'd be here, if that makes sense. Like last year, my max monthly listeners was like 300. And I was just like praying to get to 1,000 by this year. So me being at tens of thousands, like this is like obviously I want to keep on going forward, but I am so grateful to be in the position that I am in now at my age, because like it's just like baffling to think that this many people want to listen to my music, you know?
What are your strategies right now? What are things that you feel like are working particularly well when it comes to promoting your music?
With promoting my music, usually like when I go to do recording and stuff, I usually almost do it in the same day, or maybe like even like a different week. I'll go on and I kind of like I batch make the content. I'm gonna sit down for like a couple hours of the day, and then I will film and go through the song, and then clip those and then edit them and all the shebang. And then so that means like when I'm going to school throughout the week, I don't really have to worry about, I'm going to make content today. It's more like I'll go through the Google Drive file and pick out a video that I'll post today or something like that. So that does make it easier. But even then, it's like, it is a struggle to sometimes to make that content, because like sometimes you know that even though the song is good, it might not get the recognition that you think like it could get possibly, and that over time can like discourage you to make like content, especially if you're putting out content for a song you think is good and you think the content is good too, and then you're getting 100 views and like 2 comments like over like, yeah, it's like it can't get to you, but like it's something like where you have to like believe in your art and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right now, you pretty much putting out a song a month. Is that something that you want to pursue for the next couple of months? What are changes that you want to make to your promotional strategies?
Honestly, like I make music almost every day. Like back a year ago, like earlier this year, it was probably more every day. But since school has gotten a little bit harder and exams are coming soon, it's like stagnated a little bit. But like I have such a huge back burner of music that I want to put out. I could honestly do like a song a month. I could do it for like another year and a half. Genuinely, with the amount of songs that I think that like I can release and I want to release, if that makes sense. Like I've got like the demo list of all the songs that I need to get out. But yeah, I think I can go at this pace, and I do like this pace, and yeah.
So do you only work with Glee Depot on this, or do you try to branch out to other producers? How do you find the producers that you want to work with in general?
Some of the producers for my songs, I mean, not recently, but before it was like YouTube producers, but like now it is really just me and him, and also Isaac. He goes by own life, I think. Yeah, he makes like he makes good music too, and just them. I really just work with them two, just those two guys, and then like it works. It works. Really, what happens is like they also help me with like the management aspects of this whole music thing, because they kind of like own that kind of small label thing. I'm not signed to it, but like they just help me navigate this stuff. They'll help me. They'll be in there with meetings, like in meetings, like they'll be there with me to help me with my confidence when I'm talking to people, and then they'll also like help me figure out my distribution stuff, and then they'll also help me make beats. So it's like really like they're almost like my mentors, honestly.
Amazing.
And it's just it's been working this year, so we're gonna keeping on.
I mean, when I hear you, throughout this conversation, things are going so well and you seem to be in a really, really great place. What are challenges, though, that you feel like you're encountering? What are things that, for you personally as an independent artist, are particularly difficult to navigate through?
Things that are particularly hard to navigate through, I definitely say like opportunities to like perform, and also like making connections, if that makes sense. Because I feel like a lot of it is like once you get your foot through the door, you're kind of in type thing. And I don't really think I'm at that point yet. So like most of the stuff I do or like shows that I'm doing is like for my friends that wanna have some artists perform and stuff. And I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll be sure. But like right now, opening for those like acts that come to, because Perth is a small area in general, and so like when acts come here, like some people get it open. I don't think I'm really at that point where I can like get myself to the level where I can be opening for these acts, and I feel like that's something that I want to get to.
But
and
why? Because you believe that you're still too small of an artist, or because you think that you're not there in terms of performing skills?
I think my performing skills are there, but I feel like it is like a too small of an artist type thing, and also because like getting booking agents and all that stuff is like that is more of the things that like comes with you as you make more and more music. I feel like the more I make music, the more I garner a fan base. I feel like eventually I'll reach a point where I have a team, or a bigger team, where I have like people to help me with booking, people to help me with all this type of stuff, and I feel like that is kind of the stuff that's helping me, right? Like that's hindering me right now, because I feel like I am making good music, but it's really just getting it out there. I feel like that's just the hardest thing, like with being an artist in general. It's just like getting your music out there and giving people a reason to listen to your music, and getting the opportunities to reach that point, especially as a smaller independent artist.
What are things that you still need to improve, you think, from you being on stage?
I definitely say my cardio, honestly. Like I feel like I'm a pretty extroverted person, and I don't really have like obviously everybody gets scared, right? Like my legs would be shaking, and then like my voice is shaking a little bit, but like I still enjoy the process and enjoy performing regardless. And I feel like me getting nervous is just normal, because I've only performed like twice ever, so that's probably why. But I do think like me, like when I'm rapping, like me knowing how to preserve each like breath I take throughout the song, if that makes sense. Like being able to not gas myself too early in the song, where it's like I get to the point where I'm only saying like 2-3 words of the entire sentence, instead of being able to rap the whole song through. Like just being able to preserve my voice and my energy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's really all about, practice, right? I mean, I can imagine that's super tough, especially your energy, your songs have such high energy that you want to like, get the crowd hyped, but then, you need to kind of pace yourself as well enough to hold through the whole song, right?
Yeah. I want to scream all the songs out, and then it's also because most of the shows I perform like so far are with my friends in the crowd, and so they'll be like yelling my songs, and I'm like, okay, I've got to yell it too now. And then now it's like by the second second, third song, I'm already gassing in my head. I'm like, bro, I have like 4 more songs to do. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. So it's definitely need to work on like pacing myself for sure.
What else is next for you now? Like, well, how do you envision the next couple of months for you? Like, what do you want to achieve? What are milestones you want to get to?
I really want to release more different types of music, if that makes sense. Because as like, not even as an artist, as a listener, I listen to so many different genres. Like, I don't think I have the most expansive taste in the world or anything, but there are lots of different types of genres that I like to listen to and would like to make music for. And because I'm so early into my career, I want to release different types of music so I don't get put into a box.
Like what, for example? Because I felt like Superman, for example, was also like, it was a bit more poppy.
It was a bit more poppy, but I've been listening to more like pop punk, like grunge rock, like type songs, and I feel like I'd really like to incorporate that into rap, like stuff like Kenny Mason and Paris, Texas. They like stuff like they type of do, adding different types of guitars into their songs, which is a bit different because like most of my tracks right now, it's like more like you have a sample and then the production is really not like guitar heavy or like it's not like it still fits into like I wouldn't say it's mainstream, but into a relatively mainstream area of rap, if that makes sense. Like it's still kind of like palatable to most people. So I want to branch out enough to where if I in the future I want to make something more experimental, it isn't too alienating for the people who are already listening to my music, if that makes sense. So it's like I can have that creative freedom when I do get to a point where I have more fans because I've already established my range now. Yeah, that's really what I want to do.
What do you do this all for?
I feel like I definitely say that growing up, my parents have been a great inspiration for me because I was born in Nigeria, right? So basically I was born over in Nigeria and I moved here when I was 7. But my parents have just been like such hardworking people, if that makes sense. Like they came here with my mom came here first because we couldn't afford the flights for everybody, and then she got her license to be a doctor here, and then ever since then they've just been working hard, and I feel like they've kind of instilled that like ambition in me. That in my mind it's like, why would I do something if I don't try my hardest to? And it's almost like it's to fulfill myself, if that makes sense. It's like to fulfill this ambition to be the best that I can be. They've instilled that into me through just me watching them and then me like being like, damn, like I've seen them go from living in Nigeria, coming here struggling a little bit to where it's like I'm at a point where I can feel comfortable doing music and know that if I ever feel to the point where I want to like pursue music, I can still like have my parents to come back to if I crash and burn, if that makes sense. And I'm really lucky for that because a lot of people don't have that. And so I look at that and look at what they've been able to make, and I really want to not only make them proud of me, but like also make myself proud of me.
Zafty, thank you so much for this incredible conversation. I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you.
No, thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it. Honestly.
Because I'm snapping on that wishbone, I wrap around that his stone. I am the DNA, the art and music that I wish on. My H-bomb strong till my time we call it history. Ask me how I do it, but my talent ain't a mystery.
This was Unsigned Hype episode 35 with Zafty. The track you're hearing right now is Zafty's song Proface. Make sure to support Zafty by checking out his music and following him on social media. And for your weekly Unsigned Hype, make sure to subscribe to this podcast and follow us on all social media platforms as well. All the links are in the show notes below.
Because I'm snapping on that wishbone, I wrap around that his stone. I am the DNA, the art and music that I wish on. My H-bomb strong till my time we call it history. Ask me how I do it, but my talent ain't a mystery. I'm snapping on that wishbone, I wrap around that his stone. I am the DNA, the art and music that I wish on. My H-bomb strong till my time we call it history. Ask me how I do it, but my talent ain't a mystery. A country nigga gon' be tipping his hat to me. My money growing, but I do it habitually. Cause I be rapping like I'm doing it ritually. Always consistently, I ain't never slower than that. Where you at, huh? Because I'm snapping on that wishbone, I wrap around that hit stone. I am the DNA, the art and music that I wish on. My H-bomb strong till my tongue, we call it history. Ask me how I do it, but my talent ain't a mystery. I'm snapping on that wishbone, I wrap around that hit stone. I am the DNA, the art and music that I wish on. My H-bomb strong till my tongue, we call it history. Ask me how I do it, but my talent ain't a mystery. I don't wanna run, just to lose. I don't wanna run, just to lose. I don't wanna run away, run away. I don't wanna run just to lose. Wanna run just to lose.